Welcome to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy here today with Monica Zaki, and we are talking about shoreline restoration, or I always get it mixed up, shoreland or shoreline.
It's the same
One
thing.
or the same.
Same thing, it extends into the land.
Okay. Well, one thing I know that it doesn't do is it doesn't stop inclement weather, and that's why we're not outside today.
I know, I'm so bummed. It's spring and we're ready to start seeing our restoration sites blooming, but we're getting snow right now.
Yeah, darn it. So anyway, we'll talk about some of the benefits of shoreline restoration and how you can even attempt your own shoreline restoration with
Absolutely.
a few tips from Monica and some resources that we'll offer today. First, Monica, what are some of the benefits of restoring the shoreline?
There's a lot. I work for the Watershed District, and so our primary goal is really water quality. A shoreline restoration creates a buffer in between impervious surfaces such as your home and your driveway and the lake. And so when it rains and the stormwater runoff comes through your yard, it has a filter that it can go through and filter out nutrients such as phosphorus and sediments that come off your driveway and the roads. And it creates awesome habitat for birds and butterflies and a variety of insects. And but at the same time, it also is great goose control. Geese like a nice, clean, mowed lawn. And this gets rid of that.
Okay. And maybe we should
that's wrong.
Maybe we should clarify that shoreline restoration is describe that, because some people might think their shoreline is beautiful because it's perfect.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I like to call turf grass green concrete. It's really a heavily compacted type of landscape, and it's got very shallow root system, and so when you mow all the way up to the edge of the water, it tends to erode as the waves come and break up on your shore. Shoreline restoration is planting the native plants that were there before people came and mowed it all, and you know, it's kind of about a balance. A lot of people still want their views, and that is excellent. So, you know, you buy lake property to view the lake, and so a lot of these plants you can plant, they're short, too tall, and you can plant shrubs and but beautiful flowers and just basically a garden.
Well, and like you said, it does attract wildlife. And what a better view than seeing wildlife out your front or your back window or by the lake.
Oh, definitely. You want to attract goldfinches, then plant some blazing stars. If you want monarchs, plant butterfly weeds, plant a variety, milkweed, and lots of bees are attracted to all the wildflowers that you can plant.
All right. Now you have a huge project that you did. You helped with Pelican River Watershed District is where you work, and you helped spearhead that project along the shoreline of Big Detroit Lake. Right by Highway 10. Yep,
we restored about 1,800 linear feet of shoreline in between Lodge on the Lake and the Holiday Inn. We planted almost 14,000 plants there and seeded it. We planted a bunch of trees, and we had awesome partnerships through MnDOT. They actually are the ones that constructed the overlook. We put in a bike path, some small gravel trails, lots of help. We got all the planting was funded by the Minnesota DNR. And it's just an awesome opportunity that we had, and so we planted that a couple springs ago, and we're towards the end of the growing and establishment period. So this year I think we'll really be able to see a lot of the wildflowers blooming.
Okay, and it usually takes about 3 years, you say?
Yeah. Well, right away when you establish or plant your restoration, a lot of the perennials aren't going to be blooming right away, and so you really have to establish the site, do weed control through mowing, and then after that, it's that continuous, just keeping the weed and watering it a little bit that first year. And then once the natives establish the root system, they just explode, and it's really exciting.
Great. So, you know, that is a broad scope project of shoreline restoration. And you today will talk a little bit about how people along, you know, their little patch of land, you know, some of it, you know, 150 feet, 75 feet of shoreline, it's all good.
Oh yeah, even 25 feet or 50 feet. You know, you don't have to just go and do your entire shoreline footage. Incorporate, you know, a little sand blanket into it. You know, we really, a little bit is better than none. It really depends on what your goals are. Of course, people want to recreate on their lake and sit out in the sun on their beach. That's great. But it doesn't have to be your whole 150 feet of beach, which is actually really expensive to maintain because you have to keep putting sand on every year.
Right.
So,
Monica Zaki is my guest today on Hometown Happenings. We're talking about shoreline restoration, and we're going to take a quick break and be back with more after this. Welcome back to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy with Monica Zaki, and we're talking about shoreline restoration, and we're going to talk a little bit now, our final few minutes, about how you can actually get started on your shoreline restoration.
yeah, there's a lot of resources out there to help you with your own shoreline restoration. Watershed District is one of them for sure. We periodically teach classes through the community education here in Detroit Lakes, so you can just look at their website, or you can contact the district and see what we're up to. However, there's also a couple other organizations that have really handy online tools that you can use. They've also done made some books and booklets. One of them is the DNR. They have a program called Restore Your Shore. You can go right online to the websites. You can just Google them. The DNR is called Restore Your Shore program. And it's an online tool that will give you, it'll help you design your plants or design your layout, pick your plants, price out your project. There's lots of opportunities to work on your design, and it also tells you the importance of shoreline restoration. And it even goes down to the nitty-gritty of where you can buy your plants. There's a list of nurseries that you can contact and get a hold of to purchase your plants from. And another website is an organization called Blue Thumb. It's mostly a metro area type of organization, but we are one of the few outstate partners of this organization. So you can Google them, look them up, Blue Thumb, and they have similar for shoreline restoration, rain gardens, but you basically can type in, all right, I have these type of soils, it's this moist, it's this much sun, and they'll give you a list of the plants that you can plant, as well as the layouts.
When I think the hardest part is just deciding to do it. That's probably what takes the biggest push. And when would you typically start? Obviously, in the spring, start restoring your shoreline. Yeah,
the planting you can do in the winter. The planting you can do before the snow is off. But the best time to actually do the planting is right away in the spring, or second would be in the fall. If you needed to.
Very good. So Monica Zaki from the Pelican River Watershed District with some great tips on shoreline restoration if you want to start. Of course, you can contact Monica. That would be a good place to start, as you said. And lots of resources that she shared with us. And it's all about keeping our water quality great up here in the outstate Minnesota. So hopefully this has inspired you to do that. Anything else you'd like to add?
Feel free to contact me if you're interested in your own shoreline restoration projects. You can contact the district on our website, prwd.org.
Very good. Monica, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Carol McCarthy for TV3 Hometown Happenings.